Hey, I'm sorry. Phone ran hot. Hey, hello. So, I was just now on here, talking about age 32 with someone. So, see if they come back in. I am so wavy. So, what I'm doing, taking questions around cardology, looking at particular age spreads. If you know your weekly spread, I can take a look at it. I am doing everything just as far as like via donation through PayPal, which is a link. Give or you don't give, it's up to you. Reciprocity is a conscious, self-conscious thing. So, um, whatever you may have. So, and if you just have questions, it's not required that you give a donation. It's just anything that you would like to. So, come in, ask questions, because you get as much as you invest into it, right? So I'm looking at age 32. Let me make sure I go back to it for her and make sure I invite her into it. Oh, there she go. Hey, Jade. So yeah, I just invited her back in. So what I was doing, as I was saying earlier, is looking at someone's spread and just going over some things. Like I said, what I'm doing is I'll be in here as much as you all, want me here. Or if you donate anything, that's fine. You don't have to. What I'm doing is going to answer any questions that you may have about yourself, about your life. I'm just going to be talking about the cards overall, and what people, just misnomers that you may have. So, put in your card at the bottom there as a comment, and I'll go with some things for you. What's going on? And I'll go over some things for you. So what I was looking at here was which card was it? The 10 of clubs, yeah. So I was looking at the 10 of clubs just now. 333. So yeah, 3 diamonds on deck. We are in the sun this year, so yeah, definitely. Oh, there she go. So my bad, she's back. So yeah, the 3 diamonds is actually in the sun this year. So yeah, I'll get to that most definitely. So yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot where I kind of left off at because I was talking about the 10 of clubs, and also you have the 9 of clubs. That's pushing you this year as well. So there should be a completion or graduation as far as certain, as if you was like, let's say you was like going back to get your master's. So at this particular time, you'll actually be looking at completing or getting your master's in business almost, right? So that's gaining spiritual insight or wisdom behind your business, right? Sure, yeah. I can talk about it for 31. Yeah. So that's fine. So yeah, so is with that 10 of clubs. So for you with that 9 of clubs, it's like you're completing your masters in business right now, becoming well informed around your products, the things that you're doing right now within business. Like I said, kind of like the last person, that making necessary changes, letting go of maybe I wouldn't say debt that you have, but as far as like business associates, some maybe as well. Looking at maybe letting some things go and making changes within your business and some things that's kind of taking place at this particular time, most definitely. So that's kind of where you're going to be hidden and pondering and thinking about how can you elevate and change within your social atmosphere as well. So they always say that your net worth is based on your network. So that's exactly what you want to do is learning how you can, gain and be a part of a different type of social status or social clubs to help yourself out. Gain information, how you can conduct business better as well. So the challenge is kind of opening up as far as using forms of creativity for yourself. Other forms of outlet. The Three of Diamonds is challenging you there. So we're just talking about the Three of Diamonds there, and some of the things that we can add, the things that we do. We're always changing the things that we do and then revamping ourselves as far as business wise, right? So thinking of ways we can do a deal better, or just thinking about who can maybe collaborate, and so I can gain a little bit of this or a little bit that, as far as for myself financially. So that's what you're kind of looking at and gaining wisdom and understanding and using that, right? Because you have the Jack of Diamonds right there. So using that information and knowledge, like I said, within the partnerships and association, and when you're reaching out, using those same contacts, that whoever you may be learning from, they may be up to do business with you as well. But I was talking about the Queen of Clubs and being of service to people as also. But that's another way, being of service or offering yourself or volunteering to be or help other people with their business. Volunteering is a very important aspect as far as business and how you make business contacts and associations. One of the I started out actually volunteering at a radio station, and that's kind of how I gained a particular business contact. So volunteering, I always say, is a key way to really succeed or gain particular contacts as well, because you never know who you meet. You never know what type of resources that you can gain, and you never too old to volunteer or offer your time to anyone. That doesn't have to be to a nonprofit. You can offer your volunteer services to a business. That can be a swap or trade for information or knowledge as well. Offering your time into someone that just needs it. I think that we lose out when we don't offer our time and volunteer. That's why the Nine of Hearts is the giver, the humanitarian, because they just give for their heart. They're not really looking for much in return, or they shouldn't look for much in return. That's the thing about the Nine of Hearts and why it can be upsetting and heartbreaking at times, because you're looking for that reciprocity so much, and a lot of times you may not get it or you may not receive it. So it's almost like you volunteering yourself, and you giving more than what you're receiving at that particular time. But we always say that the Nine of Hearts is a release, right? So it's almost a necessary time period that you have to give. So you may have to give out your love, or you may have to give your attention to people into a particular time period. So that's kind of, so for you, that's your Mars. So don't get upset on disappointments in love and giving at this particular time as well, with that in Mars. So there's particular things within your relationships that's just kind of destined to happen at this particular time. That'd be maybe puzzling you or perplexing you with that Nine of Hearts and that Six of Spades. So it's getting over and over the particular necessary changes and losses, and as far as within your personal relationships as well, most definitely. So there's going to be some changes, and it could be a key or signal for that. Could be an offer that can take place, or someone offering to be taken more serious could possibly take place, or someone offering their love, or you feeling like you have to make a decision as well, in a certain type of situation. Let me see if I see the Four of Spades. I'm looking for the Four of Spades and Ace of Hearts. So the Ace of Hearts must be okay. So the Ace of Hearts is actually displacing that Nine of Clubs. So I'm looking for a particular event to kind of take place. So this is kind of how I read too. So I look at the cards, and what card is displacing and supporting the other card. So there could be a possible gift as well. Some gifting or receiving some gifts from somebody, possibly. I don't know. Have you got rewarded, or someone offered to kind of buy you something this year? I don't know if she's still here with us. But this is age 32 for the 10 of clubs. If any of you are like 10 of clubs as well. Or if you know any 10 of clubs. So yeah. I don't know if she's still here. Okay, yeah. Did anyone offer any gifts or offer like you probably being courted? Actually this is your year coming up. This is your year coming up. I'm sorry. So no, you're fine. So actually this is gonna be your year coming up. So no, you're fine. So yeah, so for this year coming up, this is actually some things I would look at for you. Yeah. So yeah, that's the energy that they're kind of pulling in right now for you. So they want to get in, maybe someone that needs or looking for your attention. So they may have offered you a gift to get your attention. But yeah. But you have the 10 of diamonds as your transformation card. Okay. So as far as monetarily and like business wise, like you have like some really, really good cards as well with that Jack of Diamonds and Mercury. So that's putting yourself out there, taking advantage of the relationships that you have. Like I said, it could be volunteering and being of service. So, you know, I don't know how you are on live, but I'm pretty sure we've talked about you as far as like presenting and doing some things as well before. So yeah, you definitely gotta get that started and finding ways to kind of present yourself there. So yeah, let me go to the King of Diamonds. Well, the Three of Diamonds. Was there anything in particular or a certain age or anything? You gotta step out. And it's not just life. I mean, I'm here. To be honest, if I had like I do a lot of partnerships and stuff, work. At a particular age, was it? Or a particular, I don't know if, hey, that was, that was Nina. So yeah, she was giving me a call. Potentially adopting children, crypto. Wow, yeah, so actually, you know what's crazy? We was talking about the Three of Diamonds, right? And the Three of Diamonds life path and the abuse and trauma sometimes the Three of Diamonds can go through. So there's levels, right? If you see polite, you see the I was talking about child trafficking earlier, right? For us, those who's there, I was talking about the Three of Diamonds, and having traumatic cards in their life spread. So that's the Nine of Clubs, Jack of Hearts, Five of Spades, and Nine of Spades. So those are particular themes for cards that have that in their particular life spread. For the Three of Diamonds, he has it in Uranus. So for the Three of Diamonds, they either have or go through traumatic situations or become abusive in their sexual nature or sexual approach. But on the other side of that, in Saturn, that is a savior. You know, that is also someone who is looking to save and to help people with that Nine of Clubs, people who come from abusive or people that needs to be given almost a second chance or to be teaching other people. So whenever you're looking at the Three of Diamonds and the Sun, you're looking at both sides of that nature. So you can get someone that is looking to save or be a savior, you know, in a certain type of capacity, or you can get someone that can abuse their sexual nature, or someone that's looking to educate and to teach other people, you know. So yeah, so we're sitting in the Eight of Diamonds spot this year. So that's what I was kind of speaking about, and I didn't forget about you, King of Diamonds. He came in earlier asking as well, but I didn't forget about you. So let me go to the Eight of Diamonds. So if you look at the Eight of Diamonds and their nature and what they do, and they're definitely, like I said, they came here to educate and to teach. And let me see. So it's interesting that you talk about adopting children at this particular time and at that particular age, right? And you're looking to help and to teach people, because that's another side of the Three of Diamonds' nature of being that savior, of being that educator. You know, that's ultimately their goal and their mission, you know. And with that in Saturn, and with that being the Jack of Hearts, which is the Eight of Diamonds transformation card. So the Eight of Diamonds, what they're transforming into, you have and take on that as a life lesson as well. And you always want to enter in year 19 in education. Yeah. I know we talked because we've also talked about with Nina the age and time period where people starts to go into the age of perfection. Also, where men become men as far as good in relationships is around the age of 36 or 37. I remember that's the age that I believe you said you got your master's as well for yourself. So 36, as you can see, 3 and 6 is a completion, you know, and time or education. So this year with the Three of Diamonds in the Sun, right? So it's fulfillment and pushing past any fears and pushing past and overcoming obstacles, doing things that you've always wanted to do, you know, and receiving the highlights from the universe and getting that support that you need. 37, yeah, and so 9, 10, yeah, so that's success. So it's almost grandeur than going into the completion or the mastering. So going into with the Three of Diamonds. So with that Three of Diamonds, right, and the Sun, you becoming and being that master educator, and fulfilling the things that you want to do, you know, pushing past and understanding all the complications that you may have been through with that, and holding the power of the universe, you know. So you have access to the world at this particular moment as a Three of Diamonds, and you kind of being thrown and pushed into the spotlight, into the sunlight, especially with finances, with that Five of Diamonds pushing you, right? So there's particular changes and investing, and also, like I said, the things that you ultimately want to fulfill and the things that you ultimately want to attain at this particular time, you can make changes within to your personal finances, you know. I know you're talking about that crypto, right? So there's speculative investments that you have. The 10 of clubs can be a gambler because they have that desire for money. So with that Five of Diamonds and that Three of Diamonds, you know, it's almost like looking for the lottery at this particular time, or making major changes and triumphs as far as for yourself financially. If you really put in the foundation, put in the work, you know, it's definitely, you got to be educated. The Five of Diamonds is an educated gambler, if so, but a lot of times they struggle as far as losing money, so it may not be the best things with the challenge card, the common card with that Nine of Diamonds, right? So that's why they call it speculative money or speculative gambling, because you can lose money at the same time. So you just want to be careful, educate yourself, make smart picks. But a lot of picks that you probably making and taking at this moment, you listening to the radio, listening to magazines, you're really researching and educating yourself as well, you know, around cryptocurrency. Do you follow Chicago Crypto Billy? I don't know if you follow him. If you don't follow him, just DM me and I'll DM you his page. He was just on there talking about NFTs and actually acquiring virtual space within in the metaverse. So I am unemployable. He was, gosh, what was he doing? He was finding space in the metaverse. So with those space in the metaverse, you can actually buy digital real estate. So I don't know if you looked into that, but you can actually buy digital real estate in front of the Nike store and sell your clothing. Okay, yeah, okay, I don't know him. So yeah, DM me him, and I'll make sure I DM you Chicago Crypto Bully. So that's like, so you in the virtual space, right? Or you walking down the street. I don't know if y'all ever seen Aquarius. It was on there one time, but it's like you on the street of Brooklyn, right? You walking down the street, but you're not actually there. You can go in the Nike store or someone that has their digital market or their digital space right there. You can actually buy certain things from the metaverse. So that's kind of like that five of diamonds changes as far as like finances, the way that we see finances, overall digital assets, taking physical assets and making it almost digital. Um, so it's a lot of things change as far as business wise and finances, and how we receiving and gaining funding, especially with that three of diamonds in the sun. But I was talking about the polite guy though, because that three of diamonds and nine of clubs. So helping and saving children. So which age spread did you said you was on? Let me see. So again, if you all, I'm not doing anything extensive. Like I said, I'm here as much as you all appreciate it. So donations, PayPal, everything is appreciated. Not asking for anything. You receive as much as you give. So I'll be here as much as I'm appreciated. So I appreciate you all and learning. So I was talking about the book and going back and calling some people. And so January the 1st is when I want to do that and making it a NFT. So taking my written work and creating an NFT. I've called a few people, so I appreciate you all's cooperation. So, 53. You look 37. I put 37 up there. That's a three of diamonds thing. We kind of ageless. It's the young spirit in us, right? Look at Diddy. You probably would have thought Diddy was 15 the way he's running around on social media. And I also think we don't never grow up. It's kind of hard for me to be serious in the moment. I have to laugh. I don't know. So I think that's what keeps the three of diamonds young. We're always laughing about something. So, and comedy, the two of clubs is the card for comedy. So it's a clubs thing. So to get you out of that rut, it's the nine of clubs. You got to laugh to get you out of that gap in that rut. You just gotta laugh it off. It wasn't that serious, right? I can't be stuck there mentally. The nine of spades is right after that. So let me go. So you're displacing the jack of clubs. So that's the financial wizard, right? I also remember we were talking about the partnerships and things that you had as well. So definitely as far as still on that nature, still on that track. As far as business, you have triple threes there. So that's all about cooperation, talking, communicating, gaining advice, all about finances and where you are as far as within your finances. So you kind of like have the triple threat of really indulging and seeking financial advice. So or seeking a guru. So I don't know if you're taking classes or seeking classes around your finances, but there's definitely some things going on and some changes as well as far as within your business and the way that you may be conducting and I guess you can say how can you say ciphering your friends and ciphering the information. So that's being really selective. So it's not just working with anyone, and because you can almost, and it's kind of hard to trust people. So dope. It can almost be too hard to trust people sometimes at this particular time period. So you're ciphering through your contacts and making sure that you're making solid friendships and solid conversations around your finances and guarding against the losses that could take place, because there can be some things that can be lost, so you may have invested in that time to even talk to these people as well at this particular time. But most definitely with that jack of clubs, seeking filling them out, but seeking that financial advice and guarding yourself, because you have the jack of clubs, so you got to be wise about the people that you speak to, the people that you're seeking financial advice from at this particular time, and don't be too gullible at this particular time. So the essence of gullibility is very high. Hey, how you doing? at this particular time. So you just want to protect yourself and guard yourself as far as who you may be speaking with. But the bag is there. As far as overall with that 10 of diamonds displacing the king of clubs, so there is a major payout over some things that you've already built over time, from maybe some past experience and some past advice that you've kind of had as well, and maybe some friendships and things, as we was talking about that before. But with that 10 of diamonds displacing that king of clubs, I don't know, what are you doing as far as, business overall? What are you selling, also, because there may be some things that you need to kind of take care of within your personal finances or business relationships of some people coming back, and also, some old business partners or some friends or relationships, especially with us in the 3 of diamonds, right? We always got some the 6 of hearts in our relationships. So that's always somebody, or maybe a past lover or friend reaching out, wanting to do business with you, a lot of times. So you definitely probably, and if you have a business and you're putting yourself on the social scene, you will be successful, with that 10 of hearts as well. Yeah, people circling back. That happens. Or just not letting go with the 3 of diamonds sometimes. So the Queen of Clubs is also there. So you don't overgive yourself as well with that Queen of Clubs, or giving yourself or giving out too much, or being too much of service to people and almost sacrificing yourself, because that's the low side of the Queen of Clubs. And definitely with people circling back, they can be, they may be asking for some advice or asking for some help, and maybe you may not feel like doing it as well. So yeah, you just want to guard yourself, and you have that in Pluto. But that King of Clubs, like I said, you have a really good spread, because your transformation card is the 4 of diamonds and the Queen of Hearts. So financially, you have a lot of good cards as far as financially, and like I said, it's really you cashing in on some past deals and some past things, and just making sure that you really paying attention and seeking the advice though, and knowing when to pull out on certain ends as well. There may be some pull-out periods that you want to be careful about, and making sure you get the right advice, because with the 9 of diamonds, it can be some losses. So, and I'm not going over everything through every particular karma card and challenging karma card, because each card has its challenges, like that 2 of spades and that challenging King of diamonds, like I said. So seeking or gaining resources could be seemingly unfavored, but like I said, having that dependable person that you can talk to, or that dependable resource that kind of get you through that particular time period. So yeah, I don't want to give out talk too much, like I said, just about anything. So y'all, participation is why I'm here. So more y'all participate, more I'm here. The King of Diamonds, can you talk about the King of Diamonds, about my Saturn card? Yeah, I agree. That's being stuck. The King of Diamonds, whenever you're a king, it's kind of hard, and you have access to unlimited information of power and wealth, of I can say, of a certain type of social network, that's kind of, they're kind of supporting your thoughts and supporting your opinions. You kind of want to be careful about being around people that say yes all the time, because you're so stubborn and so fixed. People may not even want to tell you no. And so with the King of Diamonds, with that in Saturn, is really making sure that you're being open to other people's opinions, making sure that you're not being too sensitive about what people may think and what people may say, because the 8 of Clubs sits Neptune, so you have access to a lot of information, and so you can seemingly know everything, So there can be a struggle, with taking in information and seeking opinions from others, and also it can be the lack of education as well, So going through and like I said, being too stubborn and not overcoming particular fixed points of views and flaws that you may have at particular time periods that you just can't let go. So there could be some mental strain or some things that you may not just get at particular time periods that may be boggling you. So that just goes with education and time, So everything takes place with the proper time, the proper education. So that leads to a certain amount of patience that you have to have as well. So you have to learn how to be patient, with the information. You have to learn how to be patient with people and with certain social groups of not walking into a room and feeling like you're more powerful or you know a little bit more than them, even if you may have a little bit more or resources than they may have, So with that Saturn card, everything takes time. So that's indulging and making sure you're investing into yourself and investing in gaining more knowledge, investing into learning. With Saturn, you must take breaks, so don't be too hard on yourself. You can't learn everything about the world in this one lifetime. There's always going to be something you do not know, so don't struggle with the things you do not know. Just be open to the things that you can learn and to the new information that is applicable to you, at the time. So, that's the Saturn card is kind of tough and something kind of hard to deal with. It'll be kind of hard. People trying to tell you that you're not supposed to do it like this or you're not supposed to do it like that. So you just have to be fully open. But you have the King of Diamonds has the Seven of Spades as a supportive karma card. So you're supported as far as like family and within, the wealth of drive that you have and what the drive that you're kind of born with. You're kind of supporting in those areas and the need to acquire things of material wealth and things of value, But that same drive should be driven into the information that you have, because that's where the true gift is, right? Is the Ten of Diamonds. The true gift is within the knowledge and wisdom of within the Ten of Diamonds, Queen of Clubs, actually. So within the center of the universe, that's where true wisdom and the true gift of knowledge is within your education. So the more you educate yourself as a King of Diamonds, there's really nothing that can stop you as far as like gaining certain friendships and partnerships within the world and within your space. So whenever you have that King of Diamonds energy, you have that access. You have the access to the world. You have access to the information. It's a certain amount of greed and power that can come with that when you feel that particular energy. The Three of Diamonds as the cosmic lesson, so they can feel that greed, they can feel that power. Is the lesson is, you gotta humble yourself every now and then, because sometimes more than the King of Diamonds, the Three of Diamonds may know better and lead with more wisdom and more knowledge and a sense of humbleness, because they may come from I wouldn't say come from a lower class, they may come from a humbler type of output or humbler beginnings. So when you come from a humble beginning, you can't really, it's kind of hard for someone to get stuck. That's why they say humble yourself, so you don't get stuck into or fixated with what you think things are. That's why we say humble yourself, and it shouldn't be humble yourself as far as a negative term. It's to kind of sit back and reassess and invest like where you at in time and reanalyze what you may need. So you may need more than what you may think you may need at particular times. So like I said, with the Eight of Clubs and Saturn, how are you investing into your intuition and into the knowledge that you have with the Eight of Clubs. So how are you dealing with that, with particular the fixed patterns and overcoming the desolation and the issues that you see in the world, because it can be with Mars, Neptune, you could just want to try to fix everything that you may see that is wrong, of being the lawyer, of being the judge. A lot of times, the Jack of Spades is the law in another sense, because it's the introduction, to higher forms of wisdom and information and knowledge. So spiritual law, spiritual wisdom. So being stuck into what you perceive as spiritual law, spiritual wisdom, when you have that King of Diamonds in your hand, right? Because if you look at it as just a diamond, if you look at the diamonds, other than Jupiter, Uranus, you're looking at them wrong. If you're just looking at the money of it, so it is money, but it also is Uranus, your desires. So Jupiter, the wisdoms to achieve your desires, right? So there's a certain amount of clarity that comes from the Jupiter Uranus type of energy. So what is the clarity? What is the wisdom that you're gaining from these particular cards? Which step, because there's all steps. You're going from 1 to 13. What's the step you're at? What's the karmic cycle you're in with the card? With that King of Diamonds, like I said, if you hold that particular card, you're going to use it. So there may be a time period or you having access where you may have access or need access to people with higher forms of wisdom or knowledge, So where's your King of Diamonds? How are you holding that particular energy? How are you holding that particular card? How is it somebody may say you may be stuck or within your train of thought or searching, or maybe you having to invest into the way that you think or to the way that you're analyzing the problems that surround you. So chime in. Like I said, I'll be here as much as possible, day to day. I did not think I would be on here this long talking. I can't say that I just love to talk all the time, but sometimes this stuff just comes as we talk and look at the spread. So I appreciate it. So again, the PayPal link, I'm doing donations. So just hit me up. I appreciate it, and I think I'm gonna end it here. I don't see anyone saying anything else. So I appreciate I'll be here tomorrow. If there's a particular topic, subject, or question that you have, DM me, if there's a particular article or any particular celebrity, as I was saying earlier, these people are here. They're meant for us to learn from. They have our life spreads. They have these cycles and things. So we're learning these lessons as they are. We're human. They're human. They just have maybe a triangle of Jupiter that pushed them into the sun in the spotlight, right? Or they ran into the 8 of diamonds, or they're displacing it. So thank you for you all's time, and I will be on Clubhouse Friday. I'll be on Clubhouse Friday, so if you all want to join me on Clubhouse Friday, and I will see you there. So peace.